Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel. I, Professor Prashant Dua, Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, Junagadh. So today's we will come with the lecture 5th of earthquake resistance building, subject design of reinforced concrete structure, in that module 5th. So we already discussed about the 4 lecture series of the same about earthquake resistance building. In that we discuss about very important phenomena what should be affect in our building during earthquake, and being as engineer what should be the improvement in our designing part, planning part and analytic part to resist more earthquake force in our building itself. So today's we will discuss about flexibility. So we know that is the very important point about the flexibility, and that will be discussed in lecture 3 itself. So today again we have to start with the earthquake resistance building. In that, what should be the effect of flexibility in a building and how it should be often during the earthquake. So we know that the flexibility building affect their earthquake response. At that time, if our building is flexible, then what should be the response of earthquake it occurs. So in that first, oscillation of flexibility building. So when the ground shake, the base of building move with the ground and building swing and back to fall. That will be know in our lecture 1 about the moment inertia force of building. That we know that building moves when the earthquake is moved in a direction of earthquake, and after the earthquake should be gone, our building is get back our original position is nothing but the swing in back and forth. So if the building were rigid, there are very important point in would we move by the same amount as the ground, but our most of building are flexible. So if our building is rigid, then it should be very important point would be moved by the same amount. अगर हमारी building पूरी rigid होती है, then all parts should be moved in a same direction of earthquake. But most ofly case it should not be maintained. So in our building, most of case are many members are flexible and they have different parts to move and back forth by the different amount. तो जो भी हमारा फ्लेक्सिबल कंपोनेंट है बिल्डिंग में, वो सभी कंपोनेंट उसकी अलग तरह से बिहेव करेंगे, और काफ़ी जो कंपोनेंट है जो हमारा फ्लेक्सिबल है उसका ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में आना आफ्टर द अर्थक्वेक इट्स अकर, दैट अमाउंट शुड बी इन अ डिफरेंट वे. तो हम कैसे पता कर सकते हैं जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बिल्डिंग कंपोनेंट्स है उसका बैक एंड फोर्थ टाइम क्या है. सो देयर इज द वन मेथड टू फाइंडिंग आउट द fundamental natural time period, and it should be denoted by capital T. So it is the inherent property of a building of any alternation made of this building will change its T. So the fundamental natural time T, normal single story building to 20 story building are usually in a range of, that is the very important point, are normally used in range of 0.5 to 2 seconds, and that is the very important time for swinging backward forth. So some of the example of natural time period in different structure are shown in figure 2, that will be discussed. But before that, you again might be rise in your question that, or some of the have a question in your mind, what should be the natural time period T is affect on building. So सबसे पहले नेचुरल टाइम पीरियड T क्या होता है. ये हमारा बिल्डिंग है, सपोज ये डायरेक्शन में अर्थक्वेक फोर्स है, तो हमारा बिल्डिंग मूव होगा ये डायरेक्शन में, और मूव अर्थक्वेक जो फोर्स है वो रिलीज हो जाएगा, उसके बाद हमारा बिल्डिंग मूड ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे फिर से वापस आएगा. तो वो वापस आने का टाइम वो क्या है, फंडामेंटल नेचुरल टाइम पीरियड T. तो सभी कंपोनेंट और साइज एंड शेप ऑफ बिल्डिंग and the behavior and material behavior of the building, that all range should be different. So in generally the single story to 20 story building, usually the range is in between 0.05 to 2 seconds. So that different structure have a different natural time period T also. So what should be the T? So you can see about the discuss of single story building. What should be the natural time? It's our first range starting with the 0.05 second. It means when the ground should be shake or earthquake should be occur, our building is back forward within 0.05 second. It means friction of second. So it may be also affect that there are the no fill while the ground should be shake if our building is single story. But if our building is low rise building, then that shaking time should be 0.4 second. If our building is 15 story building, then that time should be 1 second, because they are very rigid compared to this 15 story building. That's why that time period should be less. Now as compared to reinforced concrete chimney itself, what should be the natural time? It should be 2 seconds. Now more flexible building towards we have to go is nothing but our elevated water tank. The bottom is rigid and now onwards the components are flexible. You can see the natural time, it should be 4. So at maximum time of elevated water tank still now. Now more rigid structure we go for the concrete gravity dam. You can see that what should be the natural time? 0.8 second. Now again we go forward, the more flexible structure is nothing but suspension bridge. You can see that 6 seconds. So it's depend upon the flexibility of structure. If our building is more rigid, then the natural time period is less. If our building is more flexible, then natural time period T is very high. So you can compare with this significant criteria of our building itself. Now what is the importance of flexibility? So we know that in a previous one that flexibility is very important during the earthquake is occur. So the ground shaking during the earthquake, the contains a mixture of many waves on a different frequency ranging from short to the long period. So we know that the waves of earthquake should be generated. In our first lecture we will describe briefly the body waves and surface wave, and all the wave have a significant transferring speed as well as the frequency. So the time taken by this wave component when the cycle of motion is called period of the earthquake wave. Now in general earthquake shaking and the ground has wave to waves, the periods of vary in a range in between 0.03 to 33 seconds. So even within this range, some of the earthquake wave are stronger than other. So intensity of earthquake wave have particular building location depends on the number of factors. So that all factors are depend on intensity of earthquake and particular building location. Other than which are the factor including that directly affected. This first one is magnitude of the earthquake, second one is epicentral distance, and third type of ground that earthquake wave should be travel through before reaching as our location of nearest. So these are the very important significant factor that our time period is converted into the short or long. So these are the factor affecting the natural time period, and it's all about directly affected with the flexibility of our building itself. Now you can see that short time period. So you can see that amplitude is also slowed. So it may be affect that it not directly affected in our building. So it depends on this again 3 parameter. Now if the period is long, means our wave is long period. So you can see that amplitude it should be rise. If the amplitude it should be rise, again the time period is also rise. Then it should be again the heavy severe effect on building. So this all about the strong earthquake ground motion is transmitted by the wave in a different time period. So this is the nothing but one cycle. And if the fundamental or you can say the earthquake dynamic is concerned, it should be denoted by pi. And if half cycle is done, then it should be a pi by 2. So it directly affected to our natural time period T, and natural time period T again affect the flexibility of our building and the component of our flexibility. Now in typical city there are a building of many different size and shape that we all know that in different area there are a different size and shape of building. So we not categorize according to size and shape. So what is the alternate? So So there is the one way to categorize them in a by their of fundamental natural time period. So we know that in our previous slide, in different structure they have a different natural time period T. So the ground motion under this building vary across the city, that will be seen in our figure next. So if the ground is shaken back and forth by the earthquake wave and have short periods, then short periods building will have large response, that we know that. Similarly, the earthquake ground motion has a long periods wave, then long periods building have a larger response when the earthquake occurs. So it depends on how the building is affected, either in affect by short periods or it affects by long period. So again that should be directly proportional to our natural time period T of our building. So thus, depending on the value of T of a building and on the characterize of this earthquake ground motion, what should be the earthquake ground motion? It should be like the periods and amplitude of earthquake wave. So some of the building will have shaken for more than other. So it directly proportional the natural time period T. Now more we have to discuss in next figure. You can see that all five building are rest on the same ground, means topography of ground are same, but one building has a single story, a low rise building up to high rise building. You can see the effect of shaking. There are no chance to shaking because there are more rigid. There are quite flexible, so it should be shake by left direction. There are quite more flexible, it should be shake by right direction. Then you can see, notice how this another two buildings shaking. It means what? So our building are affected in short time period or long time period, then shaking and natural time period T is directly proportional to this factor. Also you can see that intensity of damage depend on the thickness of underlying the soil layer. You can see that graph. This is the depth of soil and this is the, in horizontal it should be depth of soil, and vertical we have noted down the damage of intensity. If our depth of soil is near about 250, 200, 150, 100 and our building is you can see that 3 to 5 story, you can see that intensity is near about 20 to 21%. But our building in shallow depth, it means near about 0 to 100, and building is 10 to 15 story, our intensity of building is 40%. So what should be the directly proportional? This shallow depth, it means our building is try to get more flexible. There are the no minimum rigidity throughout our foundation. If depth of soil is very much enough to resist this building, it means our building is rigid. You can see that intensity, it should be twicely double, and that's why our foundation play a very important role while we excavated for the building itself. Now what are the seismic code and why we have to use? So there are the very important seismic design codes available. For that there are we have getting unique design for anywhere of India, or you can say any cities. We have to maintain this code so that our primary agenda to resist our building configuration are same anywhere of building you have to design. So the importance of seismic design itself. The ground vibration during the earthquake cause the force and the deformation of in structures. So the structure need to be designed withstand such that the force and deformation are resist. So the seismic code are help to improve our behavior structure so that many of withstand during the earthquake effect without significant loss of life and our property. तो IS कोड का इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है? हम बिल्डिंग को ऐसा बिहेवियर और स्ट्रक्चरल डिजाइन करेंगे कि जब अर्थक्वेक शुड बी अफेक्ट, जब अर्थक्वेक आएगा देन लॉस ऑफ लाइफ भी हम कम कर पाए और प्रॉपर्टी का लॉस भी हम कर पाए. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द एजेंडा ऑफ इंडियन सेस्मिक कोड. So that's why we have to maintain this codal provision, and the countries around the world have the same procedure outline of this seismic code to help the design of engineering in terms of planning as well as designing and detailing of the construction in structure. So the earthquake resistance building have mainly four vital parts, and namely first one is good structural configuration. So we know that it's directly depend on the size and shape of structure that already we have to discuss in lecture 2. What are the significant effect of size and shape of our building? So good structural configuration are mainly affect on size and shape, and structural system carrying the load are such that ensure the direct and smooth flow of inertia force to the ground. So हमारा structural configuration it means our size and shape of building कैसा होना चाहिए कि under inertia force it should be work as a smooth. तो इनर्शिया फोर्स जब एक्ट होता है तो हमारा ऑल कंपोनेंट जो हमारा बिल्डिंग का है वो स्मूथ वर्क होना चाहिए. उसमें डैमेज हम अलाउ कर सकते हैं मगर कोलैप्स अलाउ कर सकते नहीं. नेक्स्ट वन एंड इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट lateral strength. So we know that our some parts of building are more enough to resist the lateral strength and some are weaker. For example, beam have very much stronger to resist the lateral force, but in the same case our column is very much weak in a lateral strength carrying capacity. So the maximum lateral it means horizontal force that it can resist in such a that damage induce in it not does not result in a collapse. डैमेज हम एक्सेप्ट करेंगे बट कोलैप्स में वो कंपेयर मींस ट्रांसफर नहीं होना चाहिए. सो दिस ऑल अबाउट द lateral strength. And third one is adequate stiffness. We know that what should be the effect of stiffness. So that's why it's lateral load resisting system in a such a that the earthquake induce the deformation in to do not damage it contains under the low to moderate shaking. And fourth and most important is good ductility. So we will also discuss in brief of our lecture 4 what should be the design capacity concept, how to get more ductility to improve in our building, and I will share one example of chain during the design concept so you can revise this ductility. So this good ductility it means its capacity to undergo the large deformation under severe earthquake shaking even after the yielding, and of course is improved by the favorable design and detailing strategy also. So these are the seismic code cover all this aspect related to structural behavior during the earthquake shaking. Now brick masonry house behave during the earthquake. Now we discuss up to the lecture 4 about the different element of RCC, particular steel material. Now what should be the masonry behavior? That is the very important because our most of building are made with masonry, and we know that our masonry is weak, or you can say the brittle material construction to resist this type of load. So during the earthquake it occur, what should be the behavior of our masonry wall? That should be a very important role play. So that's why start with the behavior of brick masonry itself. So the masonry building are brittle structure and one of the most vulnerable of the entire building stock under the strong earthquake shaking. So हम जानते हैं कि अगर earthquake आएगा तो सबसे पहले कौन सा कंपोनेंट है वो कोलैप्स होगा. सो इज नथिंग बट आवर ब्रिक मशीनरी बिकॉज they have the large number of human facility in such a construction during the past earthquake in India. So corroborating this, thus it is the very important to improve the seismic behavior of masonry building, and the number of earthquake resisting features can be introducing this achieving this object. So हमको पता है कि मोस्ट ऑफ हम पेरिफेरी यूज कवरिंग ऑफ बिल्डिंग मेसनरी यूज कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हाई it's very important role play nowadays to resisting these features by achieving this earthquake resisting brick masonry wall itself. So our main objective to improve the brick masonry wall in our building or strengthening part of earthquake resisting features also. So now ground vibration during earthquake cause the inertia force and the location of mass in a building, that all we know that about inertia force. This force travel through the roof and wall to the foundation. So again you can see that our wall is very key point to transferring in between roof as well as foundation. Without them it not be directly reached to the foundation. So you can importance about the wall, why we strengthening the masonry. So the main emphasis to ensuring these three forces reach in a ground without causing the major defect, or you can say the collapse, which are These are the mainly three components. One is roof, second one is wall, and third one is foundation. That will be seen in figure 1. So the wall are most vulnerable to damage caused by the horizontal force due to earthquake. So the wall down, topless down is easily to push the horizontal at top in a direction perpendicular its plan. So term as weak direction, but offer much greater resisting in force along the length. तो उसमें मोर में सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए एक एग्जाम्पल ले लेता हूँ. अगर हम एक रूम कंस्ट्रक्ट करते हैं विथ मशीनरी, सो यू नो दैट देयर आर नीडेड 4 वॉल टू कंस्ट्रक्ट 1 रूम. सो अगर अर्थक्वेक अकर होता है, सपोज मैं एक रूम डिजाइन करता हूँ, उसमें रूम है वो 4 वॉल से बनता है. सो सपोज दिस इज द बी टाइप वॉल एंड दिस इज द ए टाइप वॉल. अगर मेरा अर्थक्वेक फोर्स बी से आता है, सो मेरी वीकर वॉल कौन सी होएगी? ये दोनों बी वॉल. एंड मेरी जो स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट वॉल है वो कौन सी रहेगी? ए, बिकॉज दिस इज द ए वॉल इज पैरेलल टू द फोर्स एंड दिस इज बी वॉल इज परपेंडिकुलर फोर्स. तो वो मेसनरी वॉल है, हमको वो स्ट्रेंथनिंग करना है, तब जाके अर्थक्वेक फोर्स है वो रेजिस्ट होगा मेसनरी में. सो दिस ऑल अबाउट द अर्थक्वेक रेजिस्टिंग ड्यूरिंग मेसनरी इटसेल्फ. So you can see that first figure, this is our basic component of a masonry. So wall is very key point to transferring up to the foundation. So this is the strong direction. When your earthquake should be parallel to the wall, then it should be enough to resist this force. But weak direction, it means our wall is perpendicular to the force, then it should be totally collapsed during the earthquake and it stands to the overturning also. So that should be a strengthener. How? That will be discussed in our next portion. Now to ensure a good seismic performance, all wall must be joined properly to adjust this wall. In this way, wall loaded in their weak direction can take advantage of good lateral resistance offered by wall loaded their strong direction. That will be more brief discuss about this figure 2. Now further, wall also need to be tied the roof and the foundation to preserve their overall integrity. तो जो हमारा वॉल है वो पूरी इंटीग्रिटी विथ फाउंडेशन एंड स्लैब के साथ भी होनी चाहिए. और जो पेरिफेरी जो वॉल है वो कैसे स्ट्रेंथनिंग करेगी, दैट विल बी डिस्कस इन आवर नेक्स्ट फिगर. यू कैन सी दैट the same example that I have draw in previous slide. There are room made by this 4 wall. There are the 2 type of wall, one is A and second is B. You can see this is the direction of earthquake. So this is the weaker wall because this is the perpendicular to the force and this is the stronger wall because they are parallel to the force. तो हमको क्या करना है, A और B का जो कॉर्नर है वो स्ट्रेंथनिंग करना है. कैसे करेंगे? यहाँ पे जो फिगर दिया है वो स्ट्रेंथनिंग किया है एल शेप डोवेल बार. तो क्या होता है, जो वीकर वॉल हो वो लोड ट्रांसफर करेगी स्ट्रॉन्गर वॉल पे. सो पूरा बॉक्स एक्शन सिस्टम जनरेट होगा एंड देन इट शुड बी वेरी इजी टू कैपेबल दिस टाइप ऑफ लोड. तो हमारा जो वीकर वॉल है वो लोड ट्रांसफर करेगा स्ट्रॉन्गर वॉल पे. सो पूरा एक बॉक्स एक्शन है वो जनरेट होता है. सो दिस इज द वेरी सिंपल वे वी हैव द माइनर चेंज. Our masonry should be strengthening to resist this lateral force. Now how to improve the behavior of masonry wall? तो एक जो एग्जांपल है वो मैंने प्रीवियस फिगर में दिया है. It should be used by L-shape bend. Now what should be the another improvement behavior of masonry wall? So the masonry wall are slender because there are small thickness compared to their height and length, that we all know that, and hence a simply way to making this wall behave well during the earthquake shaking is making them act together as a box. That is very much important. For that, roof and top with foundation at the bottom. So a number of construction aspects are required to ensure this box action. Firstly, connecting between the wall should be good and that should be achieved by first way ensuring the good interlocking of masonry corner at junction. जो हमने फर्स्ट स्लाइड में डिस्क्राइब किया है कि हम एडजॉइनिंग जो कॉर्नर का जंक्शन है वो प्रॉपर तरीके से करें विथिंग द यूज ऑफ एडिशनल एल बैंड और एनी स्ट्रेंथनिंग इक्विपमेंट इज कंसर्न. नाउ सेकंड ऑप्शन, एम्प्लॉइंग द improving the horizontal bends at various level, particular at the lintel level. So there are the very good alternate option. We have to improve the bend periphery throughout the building. रूटीन जनरल अब तक जो कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रैक्टिस चल रही है उसमें क्या होता है, हम लिंटल लेवल प्रोवाइड करते हैं मगर वो डोर और विंडो तक ही सीमित रखते हैं, उसको पेरीफरी बिल्डिंग में कंस्ट्रक्ट नहीं कर सकते. हम पेरीफरी बिल्डिंग में उसको कंटिन्यू करते हैं, देन इट शुड बी एक्ट एज अ होल बैंड. So as per the good structural configuration and seismic code is concerned, we must be provide 3 band. One is sill level band, second one is lintel level band, and third one is slab level band. So we can more improve to resisting this masonry wall. Now secondly, the size and door window opening needs to keep small. For that, smaller is opening, the larger is resisting offer by the wall. And thirdly, the tendency of wall to topless push in weak direction can be reduced by limiting. तो हमारा डोर विंडो ओपनिंग है वो साइज कम करना चाहिए, तो वॉल की स्ट्रेंथनिंग क्या होती बढ़ती है. सो द डिजाइन कोड स्पेसिफाइड द लिमिट्स फॉर दिस रेशियो एंड दैट्स व्हाई we have to follow building by laws. At anywhere we not put it down the door and window. So a wall that is too tall or it should be a too long in a compression to its thickness, so it's particular vulnerable to the shaking, it's a weak direction while the earthquake occurs. So we avoid this type of situation. How to overcome this situation? So you can see that one example for long wall and one example of short wall. If earthquake is occur, there are the inertia force should be opposite on earthquake direction, but if our wall is short, there are the no effect in overturning. Here the long wall is there, you can see that effect of overturning. So we minimize the opening, categorize in think of wall, and we should avoid the long wall. So we have to design in a way, such a way that our wall should be distributed in a short wall. So that's why it should be resist this force itself. Now choice of good quality building. So the earthquake performance of masonry wall is very sensitive to the property of constitution. So namely the masonry unit and the mortar are very important role to resisting this earthquake force. So our choice of quality of building material very important soil while we using the masonry building. So the property of these materials are vary across the India due to this variation in raw material. So we know that in anywhere of India there are no common raw materials is available. So depending on topography it may be vary. So the variety of masonry units are used in a country like clay brick, burnt or unburnt brick, concrete block are used, stone block are used, blunt clay with brick are mostly common used material nowadays. So this brick are inherent property to porous and so they have absorbed the water. So the excessive porosity is determined a good masonry behavior because the brick suck away water from the adjoining mortar, which result in poor bond between brick and mortar, and hence different type of positioning masonry unit have effect. So for this reason brick with low porosity are to be used and they must be soak in a water before you have to minimize an amount of water draw away from the mortar. So when we have to discuss about the importance and improving the masonry itself, so without the quality measuring of our material we not achieve the strengthening. So हम जब masonry improvement करने की बात करते हैं तो masonry के लिए जो भी हम material use करते हैं, either we have to use by brick, stone or you can say the concrete block, there should be a check about the quality of that material. It should be porous or it should be a position to resist this force, and all about that what should be the proportional of water mortar, that all should be affect. So in this phenomena or this point we have to maintain the masonry should be more stronger while the earthquake is occur. So thank you student for listening. The lecture 5 is all about the improving the masonry during the earthquake, and it should be a effect what should be the advantage of codal provision. Thank you student for listening. In lecture 6 we again continue about the resisting of building material, and next onward we have to start the example of seismic of base shear. So meanwhile you have to any doubt, so write in my YouTube comment box. I will be definitely give the answer in my best knowledge. Thank you students.